A name with a long history is John Detweiler's Vashti. John has used it ever since his childhood sailing days on Cape Cod. The current Vashti is a regular Mackinac Race contender. It's the name of a biblical queen from the book of Esther, and for further explanation, the Detweilers find it easier to let the curious read the story themselves. The year as we know it is 479 BC. King Xerxes of Persia holds a magnificent banquet for his princes, nobles, and servants. Vashti, the queen, holds a separate banquet for the women. On the 7th day of the banquet, when the king's heart is merry with wine, the king orders his 7 chamberlains to summon Vashti to come before him and his guests, wearing only her royal crown in order to display her beauty. Vashti refuses to come, and the king becomes angry. He asks his advisor how Vashti should be punished for her disobedience. His advisor tells him that Vashti has wronged not only the king, but also all of the husbands of Persia, whose wives may be encouraged by Vashti's actions to disobey. Xerxes takes the advice and sends letters to all of the provinces that men should dominate in their households. Vashti is dethroned and executed for her disobedience. Vashti's refusal to obey the summons of her drunken husband has been admired as heroic in many feminist interpretations of the story. Early feminists admired Vashti's principle and courage. Harriet Beecher Stowe, author of the 1852 novel Uncle Tom's Cabin, called Vashti's disobedience the first stand for women's rights. An article in the May issue of Popular Mechanics in 1960 describes the techniques with which the Aeromarine Plastics Corporation in Sausalito, California, uses to construct a new type of boat. One constructed entirely out of plastic. The craft is constructed of 3 solid pieces, molded in fiberglass. Among the advertising stunts used to promote the impenetrable new material is a demonstration where a hull is hoisted 60 feet up with a crane and dropped, without sustaining significant structural damage. Designed by Phillip Rhodes with those classic lines, but in a modern material, she looks like a rocket ship. Here's an excerpt from the Daily Independent Journal, San Rafael, California, September 24, 1958. Sale of 2 all-plastic Bounty sloops were announced today by Frederick M. Coleman, Vice President of Aeronautics Plastics Corporation of Sausalito. John T. Detweiler, a Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan contractor, bought the Bounty II Vashti. The first summer after Vashti was delivered, she won her first race at the Thames River on Lake St. Clair, and her epic racing career began. Going on to win her class of the Bayview Mackinac Race in 1960 and 1965. Eventually, she was semi-retired to live as a well-loved family cruising boat during the 80s at the Detroit Yacht Club. But her racing days weren't quite numbered. In 1992, a new owner refitted her and she came back with a fury, bringing him to an overall win of the Bayview Mac Race. There you have it, a quick history of our boat Vashti. Tune in next week for some footage of the Detroit hydroplane races and our trip back out across Erie to historic Put-in-Bay. Thank you for watching this episode of Vashti. If you enjoyed it and would like to inspire us to create more, please click thumbs up and subscribe. And leave us a comment below. For access to exclusive content, visit us on Patreon and learn how you can help us make these videos even better. Thanks so much for all your support. We really appreciate it.